Hi, this is Professor Mike Strahan, Library Liaison to the School of Nursing. In this video, I will show you how to search CINAHL for randomized controlled trials. We are starting in EDUCAT, Northern Michigan University's course management system. Scroll on down, look for the library block. Click on Additional Resources. Before we go to the new library guide of nursing resources, we need to first copy this key phrase, randomized controlled trial. What we have found, myself and Dr. Romero, is that when this phrase appears in the title of articles, that will be the best deciding factor as to whether the article actually is randomized controlled trial or if it's a very brief article describing randomized controlled trials in general. So let's highlight this. We can either click on the copy, we can also right click. That works well for people who are using Macs instead of Windows machines. Next, click on the link to the library guide. It'll open up either a new window or a new tab, depending upon how you have the browser configured. Over here on the right, you have access to methods of contacting me: email, phone, Zoom, and also live chat. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Next, we're going to click on Databases. And we are searching CINAHL Plus with full text. It's real important that you use our links to access each of these databases, whether it's CINAHL, PubMed, PsycInfo. Even we have a partnership with Google Scholar. Use our links, and that will provide you easy access to our online journals. Click on CINAHL Plus with full text. And for the purposes of this video, we are going to be searching for randomized controlled trials dealing with insulin pumps. Always best to start off with CINAHL subject headings, and we will go from there. Click on that link, type in the term, and in this case, insulin pumps, like a lot of other different topics, this is the phrase that they use. Remember, this is a medical database. It is not a general database. It is important that you use their terminology when searching their system. So instead of clicking on the link, we're going to click on the box in front of it because they're saying insulin pumps use insulin infusion systems. So we're going to click on that box. We're not interested in any particular aspects, subheadings, because we're going to match it up with RCT. So click on Search Database. We have over 2,000 results. Not to worry, we've got to add our RCT. So copy, click on Paste, and it's randomized controlled trial. Not trials, not randomized. It's randomized controlled trial. Now we're going to change this field. Click on this drop box. We're going to change it to title because, like I said, from our experience, Dr. Melissa Romero and I, having this appear in the title of the article helps narrow down and you'll have better results. Click on Search. We now have 25 for this particular topic. We also want to look at more recent articles, so we're going to do some limiting. We don't want to limit it to full text because CINAHL only has about, in our subscription, only has about 300 full text journals. What we really want to do is limit our search to other aspects. Click on Show More. First thing we want to look at is publication year. So we're going to start with the last 5 years, 2015. English language. We also want to look at research articles. Most of these will pick up as research articles. We'll see how our results are. We may want to come back to that. The reason we're not clicking on the link here for randomized controlled trials is because from our experience, this would also include articles that are talking about these trials, not the actual research results themselves of the trials. So we're going to skip that. We don't need to click on human or anything else. Click on search. That'll give us the last 5 years of articles. Brings it down to 11. This first one is a correction notice to some information about an article. We're going to skip over that. Next one we have is person-centered education for adolescents with type 1 diabetes, randomized controlled trial. Interesting. Okay. This was published in November of 2019. It's published in Pediatric Diabetes. We click on the title of the article. Now we can look at further information about it. We have the authors, we have their affiliations. All of these researchers were from Sweden. The title, citation information about the article. The major subject headings, that is the major focus of this article, and also the minor subject. So we have randomized controlled trials is listed as a minor. Also followed by the abstract, written by the authors. It also has the elusive DOI information on the bottom. So our next task is to retrieve this article. We're going to click on Get This For Me. It has the citation information, and this is something that has changed very recently here in 2020, is that in order to access the full text article, it will display this. It will also display a similar screen if we don't have it available online. Next, click on Full Text Online. Goes out to the database, or in this case the publisher, where we have our subscription for this journal. You always want to use the PDF version of the article. So we're going to click on PDF. From here we want to download. We want to save this PDF to our computers. So we click on PDF. Each of these interfaces are going to be different depending upon the publisher. Click on PDF. It asks you where we're going to save this. I'm going to save this in my downloads file. If it has a cryptic name, I recommend changing it. In this case, this publisher has given us the author, the year, and the title of the journal. So that's really helpful. Click on Save. I have my browser configured to not automatically open up the PDF, but instead go to the folder where the PDF is saved. Double click on that and it'll load up an Adobe Reader, or in my case, Adobe Acrobat Pro. Now you have the full version of the article as it was written by the authors, intended, everything laid out, page numbers, everything you need. Sometimes they may indicate a suggestion for how to reference this. Here's what I recommend. We are going to go back to our CINAHL, and over on the right hand side they have a CITE tool. Click on that, scroll on down to APA. This is not absolutely 100% correct all of the time. It's always important that you double check according to the style, but it will give you a lot of the components. We do find that you'll want to compare this information against the article itself, especially for the authors. And the reason we say that is because some, for non-English spellings, maybe a little bit different order than what they provided. So for example, we're going to highlight this and we're going to copy all of that information. We're going to open up our Word document. We are going to paste it. You can also do this in Google Docs or other word processing software. We're going to highlight it, right-click, paragraph. This works really well if whether you're using a Windows machine or Mac. Go to Special, change it to hanging, change multiple to double. Create that hanging indent for you. Now I want to look at the author spelling because I have the third author here is Anderson Franco. What I want to do is go and look at the PDF and see how they are listing these individuals. We find that towards the end of the article, not at the beginning, they have a suggestion on how to cite this article. So we have DeBorson, AL. Remember, this is the journal format, not necessarily APA. Let's Go was fine. They're showing the third author as Anderson Franco, that's the individual's last name, and Lindholm Olander, A, for their first initial. And they abbreviate everything. So now we can go back to our reference and it had it formatted correctly. You always want to double check that. It definitely helps you with the formatting and everything else. And then don't forget to highlight the title of the journal and the volume number and italicize it. Make sure that issue number is in there because the APA 7 now requires that you include the issue number when it's provided. And we have the other information. Let's go back to CINAHL. You can continue searching by clicking on your results list, looking at other articles. We are going to go back to the nursing guide. Again, if you have any questions, please contact me through the nursing guide. I'm Professor Mike Strahan. Thank you.